this structure that's still remaining to stand, and we're asking, we're pleading, we're requesting, we're very passionate about our request to have this structure removed and replaced with maybe something a little more kid-friendly, because a life plummeted to the ground, and unfortunately he lost his life on what should have been a vacation for a football team. They were traveling from Missouri, St. Louis, Missouri, if the facts are indeed straight. So we are out here, we're asking, we're begging with the CEO that owns Slingshot Group, the Slingshot Group. We're asking if he would have some compassion. What if it was his son? We're asking that he remove this structure and replace it with something more kid-friendly in honor of the young boy that lost his life. That's the least that he could do, considering what if it was his son. We're parents, we're grandparents, we're also residents of Orange County, and this cannot be our stigma. It cannot be that when you send your child with a family friend on vacation, that because somewhere along the way either the system failed, the laws failed, man failed, or this machine failed, technology failed. Somewhere along the way there was a failure. And as a result of it, a 14-year-old child lost his life. So we're going to move forward. Right now we do know that Nikki Freed, she's the commissioner for the Department of Agriculture here in the state of Florida, and she's done a great job thus far. She does have she called on an investigative engineering team of some sort to investigate what went wrong. We do know that Randolph Bracey did send a letter that this be permanently shut down. However, for it to remain standing isn't fair to the city of Orlando, nor is it fair to those that come to our city as tourists. This is a tourist hub here. This is a center attraction, if you will. This is the tourist district. And we do know that Mayor Jerry Demings is on the board of directors. We know that he can take part in making the right call to have this structure removed and replaced once again with an attraction or a ride that's safer and more kid-friendly. And then we can maybe do something in honor to the young boy that lost his life. We are not affiliated with the family. We are a nonprofit, a 501(c)(3). We don't know the family, however, we are human. And humanity says that we should have compassion one for the other. Even the atheist knows how to give gifts to his children. So whether you're God-fearing or not, should you not, or should you have to live, and every time you see this big, tall, 400-foot structure, even from I-4, that you're not looking to say, or you won't think, oh, that looks like fun. No, a child lost his life. That we know. He lost his life. And the sad thing about it is he knew that he was falling. There were questions even before riders that got on the ride, they were questioning why there was no seatbelt. Now, from our understanding, when they check these type of amusement rides, when they go a certain speed and when they go a certain height, they have what's considered redundant. So, the CEO, Richie Armstrong, you said, basically, as the CEO of Slingshot Group, that it was fine for anyone, and there was a weight restriction, let's not forget that. But he was allowed, the the young boy was allowed to get on the ride. However, according to the safety protocol, that to have a seat belt on this ride would be considered redundant because it had all type of other little gadgets and gadgets. And so when that harness of whatever it was that supposedly secured the young boy in the ride, apparently it malfunctioned because he fell out the ride. So if he would have had a seat belt, then maybe that could have been prevented. However, since that seat belt was considered apparently redundant, that's like saying my car shouldn't have airbags because I have a seat belt. What's redundant about safety? We have to get our policymakers. We're calling on Geraldine Thompson. We're calling on Nikki Freed. You're doing a great job at ensuring, and you don't want to jump the gun as far as the investigation. You don't want to make any false accusations or assertions. We understand that. Right now, pointing the finger may not be very productive, but what is productive is taking this death trap down and replacing it with something that anything more kid-friendly, that we know that there's least chance of someone plummeting to their death. That's all we're asking. Richie Armstrong, you're the CEO. Consider if it was your son or your grandson, if you're as old as I am. I've been in this town for 60 years. And every time I travel on West I-4, I don't want to see this structure standing knowing that a little boy lost his life. We deserve better. It shouldn't be, and because we are a civil rights nonprofit organization, we don't trust the powers that be to give us a fair investigation because he is African American. We have that stigma here. We have that stereotype of young black boys and black men aren't giving the benefit of the doubt. And he did nothing wrong. He's an innocent child. He only got on a ride. We want it fairly investigated. We want to see if we can get some bills passed that would ensure that in the future, no child, no adult, no human being will get on a ride in Orlando, Florida, in our tourist district, right here in I Drive, and have to fear falling off because we considered it redundant to have a seatbelt. There is no type of any investigation that comes back that can say or ensure us that it's okay for it to now operate again, okay? Operate again. We've made some changes. The boy is still deceased. How can you ride knowing that a child lost his life? And let us make this very clear. We are in no way connected with the fraudulent individual that came out and posted and did this and that. We are a legal, non-profit 501(c)(3). We are a public charity. We are not affiliated with the family, but we are residents of Orange County, and we do care. We're parents. We also have a loved one that went to an area theme park, and he was turned away because of the weight restriction. Now, we don't know why this boy was allowed on that ride. But it's too late for the whys. It's too late for the when. But we do know where it happened. And it happened in Orange County, in the 407 to 321. And we will not stop protesting. We will not stop our petition. We have a petition at change.org. Change.org, Justice for Tyre Sampson. Justice for, F-O-R, Justice for Tyre Sampson. We have close to 3,000 signatures, and we're calling on lawmakers. We're calling on Jerry Demings, which is the county mayor. We're even calling on the city of Orlando for Bud Doherty to get involved. We've also asked for Nikki Freed. Now we'll add Geraldine Thompson, and we also are reaching out to Randolph Bracey. We do have a Zoom meeting with Nikki Freed as far as what the investigation will entail, and however long it takes, we still need to have some transparency. We need to know where you're going, what was the findings, and will you allow this structure to remain? So, we are here to protest. Permanent closure is not good enough. We want this structure down and replaced. Can we get your support? If you have your phones right now, if you can go to change.org, change.org, Justice for Tyre Sampson, and sign the petition, we would greatly appreciate it, even if you're not a resident here. So we want to take this down, 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 take this down. We must have this taken down. We're asking, we're begging, we're pleading, and at another time now, we will become a little more vocal, and our votes do matter. Because if you allow this, and you allow this to be the icon here in this tourist district, then you're making a grave mistake. Because if we have to boycott International Drive, if we have to ensure that every tourist that come here knows that a young boy died on this ride, then we will. Because we're serious about the memory of a child. He will never, ever, ever play football. He'll never, ever, ever. He was a straight A student, according to reports. Now, if it was my child, there's no way that I would want to see another day, another dollar, and tourists are coming to our city and they're riding a ride that my son lost his life on. There's no way I could live with that. There is no way. Could you live with it? Could you live with it? If you came here to visit this city, could you really, without any type of afterthought at all, get on a ride that a child fell down from because there was no safety net, there were no other precautionary measures, there were no spotters, there was nothing? And if you can get on that ride and enjoy yourself, then hey, more power to you. But I can't. I have to live here. I have to travel in this district. When we have loved ones, when we have friends that come to visit our city, I cannot live with that. I cannot live with it. I can't even imagine what the family is going through. We have loved ones and relatives that are tall and big bone, as we call them. We know, we get it. But what we don't have is to bury our loved one because he got on this ride. A permanent closure is just not good enough. This has to come down. And we're being reasonable and asking if the CEO, if Richie Armstrong, could just replace it. Is there anything in this contract that says this has to remain standing, knowing that a child lost their life? Icon Park, is this what you want? Is this what you want? The board of directors, which Jerry Deming heads out, is this what you want? Do you want this structure standing knowing that a 14-year-old boy plummeted down on the ground, and at R. Palmer Hospital, he lost his battle? Just think for 1 minute.
Bring it down.
Take it down.
That's right, take it down.
Take it down. Take it down. Take it down. Take it down. Take it down. Take it down. Take it down. Take it down. Take it down. Take it down.
That's right.
Give us something. Give us something that says we care about the fact that that a 14-year-old child lost his life. And we want it replaced with something in memory of him. We want to get some legislation passed with a bill that says, yes, we're going to start adding different safety protocols